Torture remains the most reported case of human rights violation in Uganda, according to the Uganda Human Rights Commission, a government institution mandated to investigate all human rights violations. In 2020, 308 out of 627 complaints reported to the Commission involved torture. In 2022, the number of torture complaints reported were 267 out of 691 human rights violations. However, a slightly higher number of complaints were recorded by a private partner, the African Center for Treatment and Rehabilitation of Torture Victims. The center recorded 1,070 complaints in 2018. Between 2019 and 2020, ACTV recorded 960 complaints. In 2021, 1,151 complaints were recorded, and in 2022, the complaints were 788. A victim can either take criminal procedures against the offender by involving authorities like police and court to open criminal charges, or bring a torture case to the civil court to seek compensation for being tortured. Also, one can choose to make a torture claim against a public official alleged to have committed the torture act against the state that employs the offender, or make a claim against both. In our recent interaction with the chairperson of the Human Rights Commission, Mariam Wangadia, she indicated that there are some limitations in pursuing the perpetrators of the crimes in their individual capacity. She cited a recent case the Commission is handling involving a UPDF officer who was sued personally.
At the last hearing, he could not show up before the tribunal because he's very ill. He's so ill, and the lawyer who came to represent him was working pro bono. Chances are that by the time we deliver our decision or judgment, this officer may not be alive. So how will, assuming we agree with the complainant that he was tortured and we award him compensation against a man who is dead, how will he recover those damages?
In order for you to pay money, it's a debt against you, or in case of your death, against your estate. That means that even if you die, whatever monies that your estate is worth, this debt has to be paid. And it can be executed either against you or against your lawful administrators.
Wangadia highlighted that any plans to recover the compensation from the offender's property may also fail.
The individuals are smart people. You may find, as I talk now, he has already distributed his wealth to his children. So just think of the difficulty of recovering compensation from an individual.
Attempting to commit a financially incapacitated offender to civil prison may also become a burden to the victim.
Commit me into civil prison, and you will be ordered to pay money for my upkeep in the prison. The moment you stop, I'm released. And these days, I think it is 10,000 shillings per day. The prison authorities will not receive a judgment data without you putting down at least 900,000 shillings for 3 months. You have to put that down. So what exactly are you pursuing in terms of justice?
Consequently, Wangadia supported her argument using the deep pocket theory.
Who has deeper pockets? Is it the state or individuals?
However, some lawyers we engaged have explained the reasons why there is need to go for the individual offender.
Usually it's easier to execute from individual officers than Attorney General, because one, Attorney General has so many dates. There are so many people who hold judgments against the Attorney General. And of course, if there is no money in the budget, the Attorney General will always push you to the following year. And then courts are always reluctant either to attach government property. So usually it's easier to execute against an individual because one, the individual can easily arrest them, you can easily send them, attach their property is easily identifiable.
They also suggested alternatives beyond imprisoning an offender after failing to meet the compensation charges.
Then you can go for declaration of that person as a bankrupt. Or you know, bankruptcy has far-reaching consequences. You are not allowed to contest for any elective position. Court will appoint somebody to carry out transactions on your behalf because you have no capacity. No bank will be ready and willing to advance a loan to you.
As such, legal practitioners want both the perpetrator and the state that employs them. Lawyers will be happy for court to apportion the blame and compensation to both the individual and the state.
Says you are liable to be paid 100 million, but Attorney General will pay 60. These individual officers each will pay 20, such that you go for one, the deep pockets of the Attorney General, and then these individual officers.
Patrick Senyondo, NTV.